it's always has you looking forward to something. And I think that right there is the secret to happiness, looking forward to something. What's up, everybody? Joel here, Stay 48 Exotics. So breeding season is basically upon us. So in this video, I just kind of wanted to show two pairings that I'm going to be doing here right now. Actually, we're gonna be doing that together right now. I've actually kind of already paired one of the two together. But my heavy pairing, I decided was going to probably start this week. We've had a couple weeks of cooler temperatures here in Arizona, so that's kind of what I do. I don't necessarily do a nighttime drop in my heat panels in the actual rack system, but what I do end up doing is I let the room fluctuate naturally. So not a lot of people are probably gonna be able to do that, but here in Arizona the temperature is about 1,000 degrees all the time. So our low end of temperatures is like 78 degrees, so my room stays moderate. Normally through the winter, it's about 84 degrees. Normally through the winter, it's 84 degrees. No, normally through the summer, it's around 84 degrees. The room has to be air conditioned. Here in the winter in Phoenix, it's like beautiful. It's perfect. It's like 70. I think it's probably like 78 degrees outside right now, maybe 80 degrees. I don't know. It's just incredible weather here in the winter. So what ends up happening is I kind of just let my snake room just drop a couple degrees, and that's how I do a drop. I don't drop necessarily their temperatures, but there's an ambient temperature change, and then there's also a light cycle change. And I have those, I think they're the FB80s, FB80W, I think that represents the window. But that window, I think, is a pretty useful little tool because that really gives them the light cycle changes, So I also adjust my reticulated python caging to where the light cycle is only like 8 or 9 hours during the day. So yeah, I that's kind of how I do it here. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, without further ado, let's go jump into the snake room. So here we are back in the snake room, and I just wanted to show you, I have this little thermometer in here, or thermostat, or I don't know, close up and personal on the camera angle. It says 77 degrees, 31% humidity. That's slightly off. That isn't exactly correct because I use my fancy little heat gun here, and I hit the rack, and that says 79. So it's 80 degrees in here, which for me, that's pretty solid. I mean, their hotspots are still at the 89, 90 degree range. And I feel like this gives them a chance to kind of, feel a little bit of the nip in the air, It's just slightly colder, but that's kind of how I do it around here. Don't drop really the temperatures, like I've already said, but without further ado, here we go. So first pairing, cages are a mess. Breeding's messy. So I let them breed through a week. And then I end up cleaning the cages. I'm also saving a couple little pieces of male shed, and I leave that in specific male's cage that it came from, just in case I have those pesky breeders that don't want to lock up. That's kind of a helpful trick. I got a lot of that information just from other resources like YouTube video and etc. Seems to be that if you have a male that isn't going to be really getting the job done, sometimes you can put in another male shed and that will kind of spark his interest. So right around this time, I usually try to save sheds almost on every male I have so that just in case I need to do it, I can throw another male shed in with the other male. I don't know. But yeah, so here we go. We got Dave here. He is the, let's see, lighting is terrible, but we'll just pull him out. So Dave is he's a yellow belly and or gravel pied. And he is going to be going into the tub with 11. And I actually bought this pair at the same time. She is a, can we get a focus? Can we? 11. There's, oh, it was almost there. 11. She is a pastel highway. Beautiful animal. Let's get him in there. So yeah, let's just get a shot of her really quick. So there she is. She actually turns out really, really, really pretty, and I couldn't be happier with how she looks. You know, a lot of the highway complexes tend to fade out a little bit and wash out, and that's something that I mean, that's just going to happen. You know, as ball pythons age, they tend to sometimes, I wouldn't say get worse, but their colors they lose their luster. But I feel like she's really pretty for being, you know, 1,600 gram, you know, 3-year-old ball python. She's looking good. She's looking really good. But yeah, so why I'm breeding them together is he's a gravel or a yellow belly. I don't know. Kind of brought him up before. I mean, in that last, you know, series where we were doing the rack videos, but he's breeding up with her because she is 50% het pied. And wow, how cool would that be to be able to prove her out this year and make some pastel highway pieds? That piebald combination is insane. So it would just be, whew, it would be awesome. And at worst case, you know, we'll end up with, hopefully, you know, pastel highways 100% het pied. And that's not a bad thing either, because I love the highway complex. I think it's really awesome. Additionally to that though, one of the snakes that I'll probably be also putting in there, you know, I'm gonna probably double pair her just in case, is my leopard yellow belly het pied het clown. I don't know, those leopard ivories are incredible. Leopard highways are incredible. Leopard pastel highways are amazing. So that's kind of a pretty cool project too, I think. So yeah, I don't know, kind of a cool little thing. But the other thing we're gonna do, and I just checked, which is unfortunate because I made that intro that said I'm gonna show you 2 pairings, which I still, I guess, kind of could, but Bubbles. So he is the Coroglo pied, but he is also 100% het clown. So I'm putting him with good old Faithful here, the mother of my fire clown pied this year, which was just like a dream come true, Ignis. But Ignis is in like crazy shed. She's so into blue, it's unreal. So I'm not gonna throw that pair together today. I don't know. This doesn't really seem like a good idea why she's in shed, and this is really bright. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it doesn't really seem like, I don't know. I'll just wait for her to shed out, and then I'll start that pairing hopefully next week, because I feel like she's gonna shed any day now, because she's right there on time. So those are kind of those 2 pairings. So since I couldn't show off that pairing, I'll go ahead and just dabble into Leahy, who is right here. And let's get this flipped around. It's tough doing all this. Here's Leahy. You guys have all seen him before. He is the pinstripe scaleless head. So yeah, you could imagine who I want to breed him with. And so I'm gonna go ahead and throw him in with Pixie, who is the scaleless head female. Another thing I like to do too, and this may or may not be what everybody does, I like to pull the hides while they're pairing. Just to kind of give them some room and let them kind of acclimate and be around each other and do what they have to do. So yeah, there's that. So we got Pixie here, the scaleless head ball python, and we got Leahy here, the scaleless head pinstripe. I often get asked occasionally where I make those cards. I use all of that from ReptiScan. It's a pretty cool little product. I'll be honest, I don't usually use it as effectively as I could. It does a ton of things, and to be honest, I'm just a little lazy. But I really like the idea of the naming system and the organization that it allows me to do. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, there's my 2 pairings for this week. Likely get the next pairing next week. I'll probably take that on video and show you guys how they're interacting. Hopefully we get some locks going on. This was kind of my marker week where I wanted to start it. I didn't want to start exactly on the beginning of November, but I wanted, we're about a week in now. So it's like perfect timing for me. We've actually had some cold days here in Arizona, and I say cold, but cool. So yeah, we got these two, male and female, going. I don't know. This year is going to be hopefully just incredible. I mean, every year is better, it seems like, in the ball python world, because every year you're growing usually, and that's what's so cool about this entire hobby is the growth, the planning, the seeing the plans through, and then seeing the plans come to life. It's always has you looking forward to something, and I think that right there is the secret to happiness. Looking forward to something. If you don't have anything to look forward to, you are not going to be very happy, and that's what ball pythons give me. So it's just, I don't know, I love it. This is just awesome. But yeah, so I'll just quit rambling. I'll let you guys all get back to doing whatever you're doing. So kind of a weird video. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. I really appreciate it. We've seen a lot of growth in the channel. Couldn't be more grateful. But yeah, on that note, see you next time.